Um, there's so much to say. There's really so much to say. I really want you guys to know everything, and it's so hard to get, to keep, it's so hard to compile and make it sequential so that you'll get exactly everything you need to achieve what you want, So I assume that you're either here in my blog because A, you're interested in competing in a figure competition and you want to see how I do it. B, you just want to support me and watch me do it, which is so cool. Or C, you just want to look like you could compete in a figure competition. So you want to stop short, which is fine because you know what? It's a big ordeal. It's a lot of money and expense, and maybe you just don't need that for your, for yourself, for your life, which is fine. I don't have any problem with that. I don't think any less of you if you don't want to do the same things I want to do. It's no big deal. You have your lives. I mean, look at the beautiful gardens and everything. People dedicate their lives to different things, and this is just the one thing that, that's really exciting me right now. I can't say it's going to excite me 10 years from now. I don't know. My whole thing is, it's not worth it to me if it's not fun. And so far, I'm having lots of fun. You know what I mean? Like, I love it. And so we're going to go through the whole thing again, exactly how you're going to do this, and it's really simple if you take the time and do the work, the soul searching, and you figure out everything. So I'm going to have to say this whole first phase is the finding yourself phase, deciding what you really want, asking yourself the questions, what is it that I really want? Maybe this isn't for you. Maybe this isn't what you really want. Maybe you just want somebody to notice you or whatever. I don't know. I know this is what I really want. This is exactly what I really want. And I was a little overwhelmed when I turned pro, I'm not going to lie, because I felt like, oh no, I'm expected to, now I have to. But you know what? I don't have to. There's actually plenty of girls that have turned pro that have never competed in the professional ranks. I don't have to do this, and actually nobody's going to miss me if I don't. So, whatever. But I did some soul searching, and this is what I want. So, that's what I'm asking you to do, is find out what you really want. Some of you all have been thinking about this for a long time. And committing to it is a very scary thing. This is the feeling I got. I felt like I was on crack when I first committed to my very first competition. I was like, I was starting to sweat, and I was like, I don't know, what if I can't, what if, and then I was like, screw it. I can't live not doing it. I have to do it to find out. So I was like, boom, I'm doing it, there. And then what I did was I found out what it took. I found out where I wanted to go, so I picked a picture of a girl that had won the show that I had picked before. And I said, yeah, I have to figure out how to do that. How am I going to do that? So I research. Some of you will hire trainers to do this for you, which is fine, if they know what they're doing. And you should know. I think that if you hire a trainer to train you, yeah, you have to trust them. But at the same time, you have to know a little bit about it yourself, because it's the same thing like hiring an accountant to handle your finances. You got to know if you're going to be getting swindled or not. So buyer beware on hiring a coach or trainer. Know what you're getting into, and know what's going to be expected of you. So, know when to raise the bull crap flag. You know what I'm saying? And saying, whoa, this ain't fun anymore. You know what I'm saying? 2 hours of cardio, ridiculous, in my opinion. Not even necessary. Why would anyone do that? Unless, the only way I can see that someone is doing that is if they're in starvation mode and their body is shut down and they're trying to fight through it. And first of all, why would you be in starvation mode? You don't need to be. To lose a pound a week, you don't need to be in starvation mode. You need to just eat at a little bit of a deficit. you know, to get the job done, about 1 pound a week. And if you have to do 2 hours of cardio, either A, your coach or trainer didn't have you start far enough back, or he's got you on such a low carbs that you're starting to binge, you know, which is quite common, you know, in people who are starving. So I don't know, I just can't, hate to judge. At the same time, I'm not going to put up with watching a lot of people go through this crap and not voice my expert opinion. And you're like, what are you an expert? I guess you just started lifting weights a couple, you know, years ago. Yeah, you know what? That's the point. I only started a couple years ago. And look at where I've gotten in this short amount of time. So I must know what I'm doing somewhat. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So I got to know something. You know, that's the whole point, is that I didn't need to try this a million times. Boom, boom, boom. I did what it took. I got there and I did it with my soul intact. I didn't do any drugs. You know what I'm saying? I didn't do any drugs, and I didn't even take any fat burners. You know what I'm saying? I got 2 feet. I ran, and I don't know. I know everyone's different, but everyone's not that different. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so enough about that. So this whole first part is called, I'm going to call it the brainwashing. You got to brainwash yourself into believing that you can do this. You know, you might doubt yourself, but get rid of that. You have limiting beliefs right now that you need to explore and then discard, because they're not doing you any good. They're holding you back. So that's the first part. And you know what? Kelly, over on her blog, click up in the corner there. Go to her, you know, she's explaining everything. And I'm reading this book, The Success Principles, and boom, he lays it right out there for you. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think there's 64 success principles. I really want you to read this book. And if not, you can get through the first 10 and quit if you don't like it. You know what I mean? But just give it a chance. And Kelly's explaining it all over on her blog anyway. But this whole first portion, you need to convince yourself that you can do it. You need to look at before and afters of other people. You know, you need to inspire yourself and say, hey, you know what? If they can do it, I can do it. Why not? Why can't I do it? Just go ahead and take that leap of faith. Don't sell yourself short, as someone once told me. And decide if this is what you really want. And if it is, make that choice and then commit. And then you don't have to worry about, oh, well, what if the donuts are tempting me, or what if this and that. You know what? If you really know what you want, you're going to make the good choices every day, because that image that you want to see achieved will be so pervasive, so all-consuming in your head. And donuts, come on. They're good, but they're not that good. You know what I'm saying? In fact, I'm wearing a lot of them right now from when I wasn't sure, when I was wavering in my convictions. And you know, that's natural too. So if you do forget, if you do accidentally forget what you were doing, who cares? Just remember and do better next time. Don't beat yourself up. Don't compensate. Just boom, you know? So what are you doing today to brainwash yourself into believing that you can achieve your specific goal? And if you guys don't know how to set a goal, there is there are skills involved in setting goals. A lot of you told me what your big thing was planned for 2009. I think only 2 or 3 of you actually have specific goals set. Somebody said they want to just be a better person. That's great. I mean, we all want to be better people. But what is your strategy for becoming a better person? How will you know when you're a better person? Is it that you're going to be a better parent? And how are you going to do that? Well, what steps can you take? Let's say I'm going to attempt to be a better parent by reading to my child every night from, you know, this time to this time. I'm going to say I love you this many times or whatever. Those are measurable goals. If you guys don't know how to set goals, I suggest you go to www.goalsguy.com. That's what I've used for the past couple years. It's just basically you can write out your goals, and make the steps,